Let's get more on this now with Arthur Goldstuck. He's an author and information and technology commentator joining us from Johannesburg. Welcome back to TRT World, Arthur. Now, if the jury sides with the families here, does this open the floodgates for billions in liability claims across the entire industry?
It definitely opens the door to other organizations also being drawn into this battle. But initially, the really big players are Facebook or Meta and Google. And that is the big win for the legal system, and certainly for child protection, in terms of not only requiring them to pay massive settlements, and those settlements are primarily going to go into government coffers, but more significantly to redesign their products, because the trial is ultimately about product design. And that's going to require a complete shift in their business models, because their business models, in fact, are based on engagement, which means attention. The more attention they're able to generate through their algorithms, through things like infinite scroll and autoplay, the more their business booms. And if you cut off that aspect of the business, you're going to see their revenues slump. They are protected to some extent by the extent to which they moving their businesses to AI services. But in Meta's case, those AI services are intended to increase that engagement, so almost to strengthen the algorithms. And if they are forced to cut back to, in fact, stop exploiting attention, then that is going to result in significant damage to their business. Google is more insulated. But again, if they lose this battle, then it does open the door to almost every other major social platform having to comply with the same requirements, but also potential liability fines that will run into the billions.
Right, but TikTok and Snap chose to settle their respective disputes. So why are Meta and Google taking this huge risk of a public trial?
They've never been willing to acknowledge their culpability in this regard. We had the whistleblower, Frances Haugen, as far back as 2021, highlighting the extent to which Meta knew that the Instagram algorithms were promoting poor body images amongst teenagers, and nothing was done. The attitude seems to be, if we keep denying it or we ignore it, it'll go away. And this is almost the ultimate denial, going to court to argue in front of a jury that this is not an issue. But clearly, it seems in the court of public opinion, they've blundered, in fact, by going to jury trial, because a jury is going to be very quickly swayed by claims or evidence of damage to children or targeting children. While the American establishment at the moment favors things like algorithmic boosting of traffic, when it comes to adults, it's a very different story with regard to children.
And as we mentioned, tech giants are usually pretty well protected by law. Does attacking the app design itself finally leave them exposed?
It certainly does. And they're protected by law only on a very superficial level, only where it comes to the broader business model. The moment it comes to exploiting vulnerability of children, it's a completely different picture. And this is where they can easily be forced, not easily, but they can readily be forced to change their app design and therefore their entire business model. So yes, we are going to see a significant shift in the nature of social media platforms.
All right, Arthur Goldstuck in Johannesburg. Great to have your thoughts. Thank you.